is an example, again, of the lack of honor. We know what we need to achieve, and we're willing to get there, but there's a price to pay, and right now, we're not willing to pay that price. If we accept what they're trying to do, you know, you want us to live with a strike for 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 months? What they're implementing is something we'd have to live with for 3 or 4 decades. We have a future to protect for our children. We have a future to protect for everyone that we have responsibilities for. And I stress this again, the future for the other unions as well. Equity is coming up next year, and you know what? They're just the next in line for these folks to attack. The profit, and they say it at the table, we deserve more profit. You know what? Tell me that my job losses and my job cuts are going to go to pay more to the other unions or help the public, and I'll tell you there's reason for that. Don't tell me that you want us, with our, when we work sometimes 90 and 100 hours a week, that you want us to make less so you can get more profits rather than giving back to the public or the other unions. It's just unacceptable. We won't do that. Out of fairness, this gentleman here has been waiting very patiently. I'm going to take his question, and then I want to see if my friends, my dear friends in Equity and 802 want to comment out of fairness, and I'll still take questions. Again, we're here to provide answers to everything and anything. Sir. I think it's just basically something for the media again. We're 8% of the price of a ticket. They raise their ticket prices to $450 and $250. We don't get a raise. We don't get a raise. If you have one theater with a huge amount of equipment and things to set up in there, and we have stagehands work in that theater, and that show becomes a hit, we get paid the same as the show where we're loading into the next theater where the show isn't a hit. We can't apologize for the product. We want every show to succeed. Every show we want to succeed, but we can't apologize to investors if you put a product in there that doesn't sell to the audience. We're providing a service. We shouldn't get lost in one theater versus the other theater because the show is not a good product and it doesn't run. We need to provide a service. Again, as I promised, I'll be happy to answer any question. Just out of respect. Respect is the key word. I want our friends from 802 and Equity to say something. So I'll ask Brother Dennison if he wants to make a comment on it.
Sure, very briefly. I'm here representing the over 9,000 members of Local 802 who are entirely behind the efforts of the stagehands to achieve a fair contract. Our president, Mary Landolfi, who was not able to be here, will be issuing a statement tomorrow expressing how deep that support is. I believe that the responsibility for this work stoppage on Broadway rests clearly in the hands of the league, the theater league, and not even in the entire theater league. I think there are hawks on the other side of the table who have made this fight. It's an unnecessary fight. You're dealing with a local with over 100-year history of never striking on Broadway. They've always found a way to reach an agreement with the league. What's different this time is you have a group on the other side of the table who are determined, as Jimmy has said, to turn this, the theater business into a profit-making machine instead of producing a product that people are going to come to this city to see. Our worry is that they're driving this industry over a cliff in the search for greater and greater profits at the expense of those who work in the theaters. We are concerned about safety. Our members work in the bottom of the theater, in the orchestra pit. Those of you who've been in these theaters, you know the kind of equipment that is moving around on stage, that's flying up over our heads. We want to make sure those theaters are safe, and the confidence we have in the Local 1 members to run that theater is what makes our members feel secure in going into those theaters. Secondly, I believe that you and the media have a responsibility to look at what's happened on the other side of the table here. First of all, you need to ask why the Disney organization and Live Nation have decided this is not their fight. They don't want to push the stagehands out on the street. So who is behind this and why are they doing it? I mean, there is a solution. The stagehands have made clear they will find a way to solve the problems the other side has. The other side needs to come to the table also seeking a solution, and that's not what we're seeing from our vantage point. 4 years ago, the stagehands were standing side by side with us in our effort to protect live theater, in our effort to protect live music on Broadway. We succeeded. We succeeded because of the solidarity of the other unions, not because the other side of the table was trying to protect what we were fighting to protect. I believe that the unions on Broadway, all of us, are going to stand side by side with the stagehands until this is solved in a way that the members of that proud union are satisfied with, and we will continue to be there with them. Thank you.